Lead us off, please.
Hey, what's up, man? Christian Clark with Null.com. Good to see you. I was just wondering, could you tell us what the offseason looked like for you and kind of what were some of the things you were focused on?
This year has just been a lot of drilling things that I have been good at. I think last year I did a good job of getting into the paint. Then it was just kind of making better decisions. So working decision making in the paint, different finishes, floaters, getting all the way to the basket, finishing high above the glass, and then like at the rim even. That was the main focus. I did some work on my shot, trying to get my base right, my feet right, like getting a good rhythm into my catch and shoots.
And just to follow up on that real quick, I mean, how do you like work on decision making, when you're just kind of drilling it in a gym?
Fortunately, my agents at Washington and Olin, who I work out with, they did a good job of like putting me in position. They had multiple guys in the gym, like 4 to 5 guys that would intern and just kind of help out. I'd be driving against one, another guy would come over to help, just practicing like in-game looks with a numerous amount of people.
What's up, Nickeil? This is Will Giller with The Athletic. I asked Jackson a similar question, but what do you think is going to take for you to lock down a consistent spot of rotation this year? You were kind of in and out last year, but just to be able to feel like you can play every.
Knowing who I am and sticking to who I am. I think every player who plays on our team and had consistent minutes did what they do best. And so that's what I'm going to do. I believe that on the floor, I can defend. I show flashes of that and like being able to, towards the end as well, like picking up full court, getting into guys, and just wanting it more than others. I think I have a tenacity and like I compete with like some toughness to me that will allow me to do so. I think I can shoot the ball. I think I could pass and get to the paint. I don't see much that I can't do respectfully as a basketball player. Obviously, I'm not saying I'm the best, but I know that I have a lot that I can bring to the team, and I'm willing to do so.
Hello, Nickeil. Christos Salas from Greece. I would like to ask you, what are your expectations about next season? And also, the Pelicans has a new head coach, Stan Van Gundy. Do you believe with his direction you can make a step up as a player?
I do for sure. He does remind me of playing for Buzz. His focus, his attention to detail, his passion for the game, and like how he's always in here working. When I come back at night, he's still here in his office or talking with Coach Bob about whatever coaches talk about. But I think as far as expectations go for the team, I think just to be better than last year for me. And better than last year can be in a lot of things. But any improvement for us is improvement. We're still young. We got time ahead of us. But as long as we're making steps in the right direction.
Andrew, you're on mute.
There we go. Andrew from ESPN here. You kind of talked a little bit about it in your, I guess, your early impressions of Stan, but what's been your conversations with him been like, and maybe in regards to your role, whether it's at point guard, whether it's at the two, where does he kind of see you fitting this year?
He did ask me when we met. Personally, I told him the two. It's kind of how I grew up playing. Playing with Shea, grew up at the two. Playing at Virginia Tech with Justin Robinson, I was mainly the two until he went down. I think that's where my versatility showed, where I could play a little bit of the one and can play the one. But I feel comfortable at both, but just knowing off of experience and years of going at it, I just felt like, for me personally, being heavy at the one, in terms of numbers this year, I thought it'd be easier for me to be a two, and kind of play off Zoe, play with Zoe. God's willing, if I'm able to work my way into the starting position to help the team.
Hey, Nickeil, this is Jim from Pelicans.com. I was wondering, is there anything, now that you've had a couple months or a few months to kind of look back on it, is there anything that you can take away from the way that you played in the bubble? It seemed like a couple of the games that you had there were among the best games that you played all season, including the last one.
Definitely. It was very, 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 trying to find the words. It was a good feeling, I should say, to leave your rookie year on a high note. Especially first start, a lot of nerves kind of went into the game, but as it went out, it unraveled. And one thing I will say is that, like, talking to JJ on the rookie year, talking to Nico and even Drew, one thing that remained consistent was, like, they always told me, just keep your head up, keep working. And that's what I did. So that helped me. I mean, I wouldn't have done that had I stopped working or let my rookie circumstances get the best of me. And so I think I took that from the bubble. Just control what you can control, keep working hard, and be ready. I have the most confidence in my abilities, and I say that humbly. I know who I am. I work hard to be in this position, and so I'm just going to make the most of it.
What's up, Nickeil? This is Will from The Athletic again. You kind of mentioned what I was going to ask already, but I know you made a point last year of being around JJ as much as possible, picking his brain. How much do you think that helps you during your rookie year and kind of prepare you going into your second year?
I think it's done a lot for me, and I'm very grateful for him, thankful for him as well. Like, there's so much that, like, a 21-year-old doesn't know, especially coming into the NBA. Like, your life changes drastically, and there's no preparation for that. And JJ being in year 14 at the time, like, there's so much that I could have learned from him, and, like, can still learn from him to help me. And I think, like, going through a full year of just picking his brain and being able to adjust as I see things coming, it helps slow down the process. And, you know, the more, like, you talk to older people and they always say, I wish I didn't do this and I wish I didn't do that. So you kind of want to learn from their mistakes. And the older I could get without saying that means I've been learning, and it means I've been applying it. And so that's what I want to do.
Hey, Nickeil, Christian Clark here again. Talking with Stan and some of the other guys on the team, it seems like there's a belief that this team can improve on the defensive end this season. Just what kind of improvement do you think is realistic for you guys to make collectively?
I think just things you can control. Communication. That's something that immediately will improve, just because it's going to be, like, we're going to be held accountable in a different way. And I know he doesn't necessarily, like, he's a drill sergeant, and respectfully so. And so, like, he's just going to work us and to make sure that in all the areas that we can control, we are controlling them. He wants us to, and we all should want to and do want to be a team that wants to lose simply because a team beat us. We don't want to lose, period. But if we do lose a game, it's not off what we can control. And I think last year, a lot of games we could have controlled the outcome, and this year that main focus defensively will help us.
Nickeil, I would like to ask you how important for you is to collaborate with JJ Redick, a very experienced guy, and what did you learn? What did you learn from him?
Control what you can control. Just being a professional through and through. Routines, trial and error, understanding that it's a process. It takes time. You might find something you like, might have to switch, and there's so much that comes to the game that you can't really predict. You have to be able to adapt to change, be comfortable with the uncomfortable situations. And as hard as it is to do that, it's necessary in this field to work. And so I think just picking his brain and learning that, seeing how he listens to his body, and knowing how to push and how to rest, knowing when to say yes and no to things.
Thank you.
Hello, Nickeil. Antoine Bexten from France. A few months ago, you said you studied Manu Ginobili's game during the quarantine. Did you study other players' game during the off-season?
I did watch a lot of Ginobili and his finishing, and his craftiness, being able to get into the paint, Euro steps, different maneuvers, changing speeds, like slowing down, long strides. I think like as far as finishing in the paint goes and at his position and being dominant left hand, just kind of taking that from him. Like, how can I add that to my game? As far as other players go, this year I wanted to make a main focus on myself, and reading off myself. Okay, what did I do well this year? What did I not do well in? And where would I like my game to go? And so from there, like I give credit to, again, like my agents and Olin for helping me like drill that